This is Shadow Siren 88 bringing you the first plus size discussion, the men's side. Go! So, everyone, I basically started this questionnaire about a month ago, and I didn't get too many responses, and so I figure, you know what, I'm just gonna post what I got now, and if people, you guys are more than welcome to continue posting onto this, so I can continue to keep doing this, because so far I think I only got maybe about 5 guys that responded to my shout out, and only about 2 of them were from YouTube, and the rest of them from my Facebook guy friends that were willing to even answer me. Most, out of the 12 messages I sent or so, I only got maybe 3 back. So here we go. I'm going to review real quick what I had asked of people and what I will ask of current people that are going to be answering these questions with me. So here we go. I'm undertaking a social project that involves self-image and self-confidence. I would greatly appreciate feedback for my project. I will not use your name or likeliness in my project without your permission, and you can comment or message me here. Simple starters. Do you feel comfortable in your skin? Are you confident? What bothers you about yourself? Do you feel obligated to diet or build up your body to be attractive? What qualities do you believe physically make men attractive to women/men, or whoever your preference is? And other comments, statements, stories are welcomed. And if anyone is interested, I will basically accumulate this into another video as you guys answer. So, there's going to be a link in the description, because I asked the amazing atheist TJ about it, and he kind of answered my question, so I'll link that, and it actually linked the time frame also with that, so you guys don't have to go through his whole questionnaire about that. So here we go. It's one of my friends, and he basically said, "Hey Ashley, good luck with your project. Let me know more about it and what you come up with. To answer some of your questions, number 1, I do feel comfortable in my skin. I feel that I may not be perfect, but I am fortunate to say the least, as I do not have any major deformities or the like which others may be burdened with. Number 2, unfortunately, I do feel the need to go to the gym to be more built. I am not super scrawny, so I'm not uncomfortable at the beach per se, but I feel I have to have any real competitive advantage over other guys in the dating game, that being physically built is something that is important and something that I personally need to work on. So to answer your question, yes, I do feel an obligation. Number 3, I feel that women have a need to feel safe and to know that they are with someone that can protect them. How attractive are you to your girlfriend when some drunk jerks start hitting on her at the bar and you can't stand up for her and fight him off? I'm not saying that it needs to come to that level of punching him or simply saying something to the guy won't for the most part be enough, but I feel that it is comforting for her to know that if it were to come to that level, that you could do something about it. I feel that you knowing you can stand up for someone makes you more confident. Another reason perhaps why women are attracted to confident men. Perhaps it hints at them being confident in their aspects of life, as well as going into a fight because they know they will win, or confidence in the job market. Number 4, I know that being in great physical shape is not the whole story, that you have something great in common with a girl and can make her laugh is a great plus. However, I have insecurities where I would go out with an amazing girl who I had a lot in common with and the like, and then have her leave with someone or start flirting with someone else who was completely built. Seriously? I have instances where I would go out with an amazing girl who had a lot in common with me and the like, and then have her leave with someone or start flirting with someone else who was completely built. Damn. I feel that being built is not the whole race, but I do believe that there's a fundamentally, or perhaps call it primal, something that makes guys and girls attracted to someone else when they look at like a bodybuilder or a swimsuit model. Now, I know not everyone looks like that, and if your significant other doesn't, then obviously there are other attributes which may benefit or please you more personally, like a sense of humor. But to be able to contribute having a nice build to your attributes to offer is a plus. Why not increase your chances of getting that dream girl if you can? After all, she can have any guy she wants, and you need to give her as many reasons as possible to pick you over them. So he asked, keep it confidential, so I'm glad I didn't say his name or anything, but it's like, I know him personally, and I totally thought he could like take his pickings of girls because he's totally like he's tall and he's handsome. He doesn't have acne, no nothing like that. So I'm really kind of shocked that he's had that happen to him. Maybe that girl was just a dumbass. Anyway, next question from one of my good buddies, and he's answering question number 1. I feel moderately comfortable in my own skin. There are a few things I would like to change, but I'm not willing to put effort into it. Sounds like him. No, I don't personally feel obligated to diet build up to be attractive because I have cultivated and active and controlled my apathy towards the rest of the world. I actively do not care about the physical standards informed by the collective media culture. I appreciate aspects of it and understand where some of it comes from, but this primarily stems from the desire to appear well kept and professional as well as healthy. I'm a bit of paradox to this line of questioning, since I am indifferent to most people's opinions about myself, but I am able to understand Understand a societal opinion based on aesthetic appearances and cultivate that mentally into something that is my own that makes me comfortable. Also, any changes I would want to make to myself would fall squarely in the realm of fantasy since they are physically impossible for a human body to undergo. As in, full body alteration to something that would no longer be physically human. Yes, I'm aware how weird that is. And this one is from my boyfriend. And he did write a lot, and he's also in the description box. So, I believe that the issue, or he was on the description box in one of my other videos, I'm sorry. I believe that the issue of weight and size is a difficult one to pin down as it is one that differs between culture and the individual. I myself have had issues with weight throughout my life and would like to put it in my 2 cents. As a guy, it has been less of an issue of appearance and more focused on health, as I have quite a few issues in my family as it is, and they have all been relatively healthy people as well. Having been raised by my dad, I have had the most concern from him and with good reason. When I was young, I was really big, about 133 pounds in the 4th grade. And I was so out of shape, I couldn't do a lot of things that the other kids could do, especially in PE. Eventually, I had hit a point where I exercised in my own time and terms and really slimmed down, and I felt better because of it. As life has had its ups and downs, so has my weight. Mostly, though, it's been at times where I did exercise, I'll bet regularly, whatever, when I felt better. So overall, it was more of a matter on that I maintain health, which for me had some to do with weight. I am still a big guy, but I feel better and more confident, and I do some exercise because I feel stronger and more capable than when I don't. With other people, this may not be the case, and I respect that. Everyone has a weight and a body type that suits them best. Some people can pull off a certain size better than others, and that's fine. We should not be a one size is all culture. I myself has an attraction to women of different sizes on both ends of the spectrum and happy with the girl I'm with now, who is the one doing this video. Personality has played more into what makes them attractive, but pending the person, there can be a size bit too big or too small. It all matters on the person with who you are and who they are. I think with all things, we just need to focus on staying healthy, do what we can do that, and just be at a point where we are comfortable and confident in ourselves, not to be skinny twigs, large blobs, or bulging masses of muscles, but ourselves. So people, just do your best with what you've got and be smart about what you want to do. And then one of my YouTubers, I'm getting over his question. That's you, Robert Lee. I really like your perspective on the topic and enjoyed both your videos on it. I've dealt with being overweight most of my life. I am also 6'2", so having some height helped a bit. Some people would see me and go, "Don't mess with him, he's big," and others would use it as a platform to chastise me. I've always been attracted to bigger women too. I like women to have curves, and I just noticed they tend to have better personalities. Being sort of the nerdy type, I never really put much stock in fashion. I just find wearing what I like and being kept well works. I've put on more weight since the last few years with my desk job and family now, trying to take some action on it now, but still have to work through the image issue in the meantime. So, from what I've gathered, not just from your guys' comments and stuff, but just from some of my friends that I've kind of asked offhand, and I understand I'm not a man, so I honestly cannot go full in depth on this, so I would honestly need a lot more feedback. But some things I do notice is that when you go to the store or the mall or wherever, most of the media, at least a lot of the media I notice, is all towards female, because there are so many consumers that are directed at females at the mall. Like, literally, most of the stores, like department stores I go to, if they have menswear, I remember there used to be a time where it was just literally like half a department store. Right side was men's, left side was women's, or vice versa. But now it's like you enter a store and all the front displays are all women's clothing. And it's kind of like juniors and petites, and then you go to women's in a corner, and then it goes like off in the back of the store into menswear. And then that's kind of like scrambled in with house appliances and other and the hardware and tools and car crap, and then in the very other side corner of the store is like little kid stuff, and it generally, there's a ton more marketing at women. And even then, and I don't know how many guys actually do their own shopping. I don't know. Most of the guys I'm familiar with, they actually get most of their clothes with either a relative or something. And it is an awkward question for most of the guys I have asked about it, because it's not something they really think about much. But it's also just the general common sense. It's like, yeah, you're going to want to pay attention to your appearance. And sure, there's like with given media right now with how muscly and toned guys are in movies and media, everyone feels an obligation to look like that standard. So I needed to gather my thoughts real quick, because I kind of started losing myself here in the discussion. But I honestly, it's still really vague to me, but because I am a woman and I don't know what the men's perspective is, because most of the time when I go into a department store, I'm generally looking at stuff that's marketed at women, and most of the shit in a department store is marketed at women, whereas your guys' stuff is all the way in the back. And most of the guys that I've met only time they went shopping, it was with someone, or their parent or their relatives bought them clothes. Most of the time, their clothes were not purchased by them. But I honestly feel like, at least from a scientific standpoint, that a lot of the problems we have as a society right now in terms of our self-image and body image and the way we view each other is definitely rooted in how we want to be perceived. And I honestly believe, especially with what I've heard from women a lot in terms of the plus size and self-acceptance, is that a lot of women I've met have almost kind of valued themselves, their self-worth in their appearance and their validation for being beautiful and catching guys and just being viewed as attractive as their self-worth. Whereas I feel like almost with guys, it's their ability, is like their ability to do shit is how they find self-worth. And it's easier for you, if you're more capable of doing things, that you have better self-esteem or better worth, and not all of your confidence and all of your like acceptance by the world is not viewed on a mirror point. But, and this idea kind of stemmed from this Vine I saw where it was this guy that was like, girls are lucky. If you're ugly, you just put makeup on and fix it, whereas guys, they're fucked if they're ugly. And I'm just like, the masculine form, in terms of what I've seen it as, the only times I've ever seen it as somewhat feminine or really upkept has been in anime. And that's a very strange thing here in the West, because we're more identified with seeing men as very, and this comes from one of my friends that we talked about earlier, in the fact that he felt more obligated to look more strong, very masculine, obviously, and just generally be like a tough guy that would attract women. And that's messed up that there was a girl that he really liked and was really related to just walked off on him with another bulky dude. And I'm honestly, there are going to be some dumb, really shallow people out there, and that's just going to be, and they're probably one of those people that view their self-worth on how many hookups they can get or how many people they can attract. And they're just not generally the most mentally healthy people, because a lot of my friends that were like this were generally very like messed up internally in terms of their self-worth and image, and were very just not mentally well. So the fact that guys, they don't have to so much feel that, I guess, their worth is given on their appearance and acceptance by other people, but more the fact that your personalities can show through more. But where am I? Hold on. And I'm assuming that stems more from the fact, like, when you see, like, men in media, especially in action movies, they're very skilled or capable or really strong and tough and can kick ass and shit. And there's some of these, like, tough guy movies, like Badass and other movies where the guy is just really macho and muscular, but in terms of, like, their appearance and how their age, if you looked at a woman in that situation, or whatnot, in terms of that really tough, gritty life, I don't think that they would probably try to cast that character if they turned her female as this really sexy, just dangerous femme fatale. But reality, it's just like, I feel like the best example of that situation was Sigourney Weaver in Aliens, where that role was actually meant to be played by a man, but they changed it to Sigourney Weaver to play Ripley. And at that time, she wasn't, like, the most, like, sexual actress, I want to say. Like, there's that scene where she's just, like, in her underwear in a tank when they come out of sleep deprivation, and she doesn't have huge boobs, and her underwear isn't super scantily. It's casual. It's like she literally just got out of bed in the morning. And she was just very, very just average looking. They didn't, like, cake on a shitload of makeup, make her look flawless. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of women today just see all these reality shows, and the same goes with guys, like the young men of right now. I'm a little concerned about, because all these reality shows like the Jersey Shore and crap, and all these other shows keeping up with the Kardashians, these people just look so fake on the outside, but they just, most of their worth is on their face, and that's how they view themselves, and how some of our youth are probably starting to think. And that's why there are so many, like, there's a larger percentage of women and young girls that suffer from eating disorders compared to men. And I think the last time I heard about it was like, there was like, I can't remember the number for women, but it was like 1% or 5% for men. It was like below 10 for men. But for sure, I'm sure everyone can agree on, if a guy is really confident, he's just going to be very charismatic and very attractive in general. There's been a lot of times where there was definitely a guy that was interested in me, or at the very least, there was one situation I recall in particular. There was a guy that I was talking to, and I thought he was really cute, and I was trying to strike up conversation with him, but nothing would fall out of his mouth. I don't know if he was stoned or high or whatnot, but it was very difficult to get him to talk. Finally, it's just like I'm standing there, like, talking to him, trying to keep him engaged talking to me, trying to learn more about him, and he offers to buy me a drink, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, he's showing that he's, like, likes me and stuff, and then he buys me a drink, and I'm standing in there, and for 5 minutes, I talk, and there's, like, no response from him. It's just this. And finally, I've run out of shit to talk about, and I don't want to be one of those girls that just. So I finally just said, like, okay, maybe I just need to, like, walk away and come back or something, or walk away, and then he'll figure out something to talk about or chill out or whatever his problem was, if he was just too nervous to say anything. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go dance with my friend, so I'll talk to you later. And I go over and hang out with my friends, and my friend at the time, she's like, Ash, that's really messed up. You, like, left him there. It's like, I stood there talking to him for, like, 5 minutes straight, and he didn't say a damn thing. So I didn't see him again after that, and I was just, it was hard. It's like, I physically saw him as attractive, but he's just nothing. So, literally, I know a lot of girls that will, yes, there indeed, just as, like, there's guys that, like, really the media-ized version of women in terms of being really skinny, very busty, there are also going to be women that look for the really hunky guys, and those are generally shallow people. For the most part, everyone has their own particular tastes. There are people out there that are so-called chubby chasers that are out there, and sometimes they are similar stature than you. some point. I did chase after heavier guys because I felt more comfortable and I was attracted to them at the time. And then when I became single, I decided, you know what, I should try and branch out more. Because there was this really muscular guy that I talked to once, and he came off very charismatic, but then he started doing the stupid dude bro crap where it's like, oh, I have a girlfriend, but we could still hang out and stuff. And it's like, no. And the fact of the matter is that after I blew him off because of that, it's been 2 years, and my girlfriend I had with me at the time told me that he still asks about me, even though I haven't seen him in 2 years, and we only knew each other for like 3 hours, maybe? And that's a little, but at the same time, it's like everyone's taste varies, and really your confidence is really gonna pull you out for any situation with a significant other or someone you're interested in. And that's really what everyone just needs to accept. Because there are guys that, if you guys aren't comfortable with yourselves or your body, then you guys need to practice feeling confident at liking certain things about yourselves. And if you're honestly, you can't leave your house because you feel how you don't like yourself, then you need to figure out what you like about yourself. Whether it's your feet aren't super huge, or your toes are clean, or you don't have this weird asymmetrical hair patches all over your body. Because I dated a guy one time that was like that, and I honestly could not figure out why his back hair was all weird. And then there's just be glad you're not disfigured or have like a messed up face. And then even then, you can still find girls. Because I had a girlfriend, she was like size 7, super like high maintenance. Like her hair had never been natural for like 10 years straight. And every guy she dated looked like he had been hit in the face with a shovel 8 times. And I literally would tease her. It's like, oh, you found another face. And that's horrible to say, but at the same time, it's like, no matter what you look like, as long as you don't have crap and dirt and ugly stuff smeared all over your body, like you literally rolled out of a cave after eating raw meat for several months, you're probably gonna get some tail. And even then, there's probably some girl that's like, you look so primitive, I want you. That's just how it is. Confidence, being clean, making sure you don't stink and have like a residual stench aura that chases women away. And then don't be creepy. Certainly do not be creepy. Don't be all catcalling or nothing. Just walk up to girls like, hey, I really like you. You look really pretty. I would like to get to know you more. Would you like me to buy you a soft drink, or can meet up another time for coffee? I've literally stopped some guys that have been trying to boo call me or whatnot, and it's like, excuse me, if you're gonna approach me and advance me in an appropriate manner, you're gonna ask me out for coffee or some stupid shit. You're not gonna be like, ooh, I like you, I wish I could dance with you. No. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting on a rant, and I'm gonna end this now. Thank you guys for your questions, comments. If you're still watching this video at this point, please submit more, just stories, anything. I need to keep going. Love you guys. Bye.